What's troubling you, Travis? You seem frustrated. Well, yeah, I'm frustrated. You of all people would know. Well, why? Well, I really want to start getting into reviews. I mean, there are just so many inspirational reviewers on the internet, and honestly, I'd love to give my opinion on some stuff as well. So, what's stopping you? Well, that's just it. I really don't have much at the moment. I mean, I want to review games, but I also want to review movies, but some of what I want to review is just so old, I don't really think people would be interested. Oh, that's absolutely ridiculous. Look, do what you want to do, and I think if you want to review games or movies, then just do both. Well, I could, but I'm afraid I'm stuck. Well, how so? I've hit writer's block. Oh, my dear Travis. Look, I can help you get past this, and then together we can do something fun for the both of us. But you're a character of mine, and I don't even have a name for you yet. Well, do I have a trench coat? Of course. I've got it. We need a better intro. I know. This is Halo Combat Evolved. Now, this game is considered a classic by many, and helped redefine the first-person shooter genre. I was always so engrossed by the gameplay, as it was my first real intro into the shooters. And I always remember just loving the story of the franchise. That being said though, I didn't really get too involved into the story of the franchise until Halo 2. So I figured let's take a look at how good the story of the first game is. Now, fair warning. Firstly, I'm using the updated graphics from the Anniversary Edition, but, you know, it's only the graphics and sounds that got updated, so there's no harm done to the review. Also, I'll be looking strictly towards the story, not so much the gameplay mechanics here, because, well, let's face it, without the story, the game's pretty much, The
context for you is, kill aliens, shut up!
Yeah. That. So, without further ado, let's take a look at one of the greatest FPS's story, Halo Combat Evolved. So the game starts out in space, where we see a ship called the Pillar of Autumn floating towards the One Ring to rule them all. Dumb joke. We cut to the Autumn's bridge, where we meet Captain Keyes.
How did they
get here first? The Covenant ships have always been faster.
What did they do to his mouth? I mean, it's like they made the character to look like Sylvester Stallone whenever he talks.
I am the law!
Okay, moving on. So Captain Dredd speaks with the artificial intelligence known as Cortana, and we realize that the humans had just escaped what's called the Covenant, an ancient army of aliens bent on destroying humanity. Oh, good.
They were waiting for us on the far side of the planet.
Wait. How can the Covenant be waiting for you if they tracked you, but, Keyes, what was it you said again?
The law!
No, the other thing.
We made a blind jump. How did they
get here first? The Covenant ships have always been faster.
Yeah, okay, Cortana, their ships may be faster, but how in the blazes can they follow you if you made a random jump? Let alone be waiting for you at a random spot in the middle of the freaking galaxy. What, was humanity having the mother of all shitty coincidence days? Cortana informs Captain Keyes, that in moments they'll be attacked by the Covenant. And this leads to the awakening of our ultimate badass in the game, Master Chief. Oh yeah, suit up. So, Chief makes his way to the bridge and meets up with the captain, who gives him Cortana and tells him to make sure the Covenant don't get a hold of her. When suddenly the ship rocks as Cortana says they've been boarded.
I'm initiating Cold Protocol Article 2. We're abandoning the office. That means you too, Cortana.
While you do what? Go down with the ship?
So, the captain tells Cortana that they're going to have to crash the ship onto the ring so the Covenant can't potentially get their hands on any information on humanity, including Cortana. This leads to Chief kicking serious bunches and bunches of Covenant ass.
Eat shit and die.
Wrong game. So, after committing Covicide, Master Chief hops aboard a shuttle and they, along with the Autumn, crash down on the ring's surface.
Sure you wouldn't rather take a seat?
You'll be fine.
I still have fingers to be crossed.
You know, the more I think about it, why didn't the Covenant just destroy the Autumn in space? I mean, why board it? Aside from the possibility of Cortana being taken, there really is no reason the Covenant want to board the ship, aside from killing everything. There's no motive for them to grab Cortana later in the game. But anyway, after a crash landing, Chief wakes up to find...
Yeah, there's the impact. There's nothing we can do.
Wait. What? I'm sorry, I have a hard time believing that Chief would have been the only one to survive here. I mean, he was standing up while the others were strapped in. You're telling me that a single person in a drop pod can survive a fall from space, but oh no, as soon as you get in a shuttle with others, you're fucked. Like, just, you don't even consider it. I'm sorry, I find that pretty bullshit. So, we start the scene off with Chief by himself, when Cortana says there's an alien shuttle nearby looking for survivors. You know, I can only imagine just how the conversation went up with the aliens about sending a search party.
Send a detachment down to retrieve them. See to it personally, Commander. There'll be no one to stop us this time.
So Chief meets up with Sergeant Johnson.
You heard the lady. Move like you got a purpose. When we meet the enemy, we will rip their skulls from their spines and toss them away, laughing.
A kick-ass gruff man who's such a cliche sergeant.
Damn right I am.
Chief and Cortana soon learn that Captain Keyes survived the crash and was kidnapped by the aliens, and put on one of their ships, the Truth and Reconciliation.
So how do we get inside the ship if it's in the air? The Corps issued me a rifle, not wings.
There's a gravity lift that ferries troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. That's our ticket in.
By getting the attention of the aliens already down there? Huh. You know, you'd think that one of the aliens up on board the ship would get the memo that enemies are trying to get on board. Right? I mean, okay, send a few troops to deal with the humans, but by then someone would have just put the ship on standby for attack. I mean, it would make way more sense for the humans to come up and suddenly be surrounded by hundreds of these alien bastards.
There's a lot of humans trying to get in through the gravity lift. Think we should stop them? No, just keep sending more of our men to die so they can come up without any real threat once inside. I don't think that's a good idea. You shot me in my words. It's a great idea, bitch.
Or even better, just turn off the fucking gravity lift. Duh! So Chief scours the ship and eventually finds the captain and a few other Marines. They're locked up in some prison cells, and it's here where we hear some pretty big news.
While the Covenant had us locked up in here, I overheard the guards talking about this ring world. They call it Halo.
According to the data in their networks, the ring has some kind of deep religious significance. If I'm analyzing this correctly, they believe that Halo is some kind of weapon, one with vast, unimaginable power.
Damn! A weapon of immeasurable power that could fucking wipe out humanity? Well, holy shit, let's fucking kill these bastards and take it for ourselves! Cortana also obviously informs that if the Covenant get to the control room first, they'll have access to the giant weapon. But in order to find the control room, they must first reach the map of the ring called the Silent Cartographer. That being said, Captain Keyes, Chief, and the Marines all need a way to escape the ship and get there first. And as their ride can't seem to get to them, they just decide to hijack one of the alien ships.
Everybody, mount up. Let's get on board.
And Chief flies it.
Give me a minute to interface with the ship's controls.
No need. I'll take this bird out myself.
What? Why the hell is the captain flying it? How does he suddenly know how to fly advanced technology? He's not a Spartan. The back of the game case says you're a Spartan who is the master of any weapon and any vehicle. So when did this guy learn how to drive these things? But I guess that's just me being a bit more nitpicky than usual. It just wouldn't have surprised me if this had happened.
No need. I'll take this bird out myself.
Shortly afterwards, we see that Master Chief and other Marines have tracked down the location of the silent cartographer and assault the beach in an awesome firefight.
Touchdown! Hit it, Marine!
Yeah, kick ass!
Somebody order a warthog.
Hey, I didn't know you made house calls, Hammer.
Wait, you just dropped them off like 5 minutes ago. How did you get to wherever it is you went and come back so quickly with a car? Also, why didn't you bring the car in the first place? That would have made everyone's lives a hell of a lot easier. Did you just forget?
Hey, sorry, I totally spaced this. Hope no one died because of my memory. Okay, bye.
So Master Chief walks in and slaughters so many Covenant, Captain Dread would be proud of him. I'm sorry, that's never gonna not be funny to me.
Halo's control center is located there. That structure appears to be some sort of temple or shrine, if I've interpreted this correctly.
So after a few more alien deaths, they escape the complex with the coordinates, which they give to their ride Foehammer, who takes them underground. Bet you didn't see that coming. Honestly, I actually didn't. Now, this I actually like. It shows a little bit of how vast and how unnatural it really is. They notify the captain, who didn't even come with them, and he tells them he's gonna go check out a weapons cache the Covenant also went to. After scaring the shit out of a small grunt. No, really, I'm pretty sure I saw something fall out of him when he started to run. They reach the control room where Cortana makes, well, not much sense.
Halo, how do we use it against the Covenant?
This ring isn't a cudgel, you barbarian. It's something else. This ring... it's Forerunner. Wait. No, that can't be. Oh, those Covenant fools. They must have known. There must have been signs.
Okay, Cortana, slow down. Chief.
Slow down. You're losing me.
The Covenant found something. Buried in this ring. Something horrible. And now, they're afraid.
Cortana informs the Chief that Captain Keyes is about to make a terrible mistake and will be in grave danger. So, the Chief runs out of the room without any idea where he's going. Seriously, there's no information about where the weapons cache is. What's Chief supposed to do? Just guess? She didn't tell him where he is. I guess I'll just pick a random spot to go to and hope for the best. I mean, it didn't really sound that urgent. I'm sure he's fine. Oh yeah, because humanity's luck has held up very perfectly so far. We then cut to see a group of aliens running as Foehammer drops Chief off in a random swamp. He fights some rather terrified and nervous Covenant into a strange building and finds a Marine helmet. He takes out the video chip, and now we're at probably one of the best parts of this game.
Why do we always have to listen to this old stuff, Sarge?
Watch your mouth, son. This stuff is your history. It should remind you, Grunts, what we're fighting to protect.
Hey, if the Covenant want to wipe out this particular part of my history, that's fine by me.
Yeah, better it than us.
Stay close, Jenkins. Mendoza, move it up!
Something scrambled the insides.
What's that? Plasma scoring?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there was an accident, you know, friendly fire or something?
Right, well, let's get this door open.
I'll try, sir.
but it looks like these Covenant worked pretty hard to lock it down.
What's going on, soldier?
He's got contacts! Lots of them! But they're not Covenant! They're just tearing through us! What's... Oh, no! Corporal! Do you copy? Over!
There! Mira!
Hold still! Hold still! Let him have it!
Sergeant, we're surrounded!
God damn it, Jenkins! Fire your weapon!
There are too many,
Don't
Sarge!
even think about it, Marine.
Listen, Rocco!
Get back here, Marine! That's an order!
Jenkins!
Seriously, this is honestly my favorite level in this entire game. The entire level is based around the fact that something clearly is wrong. Blood everywhere, and the atmosphere is some shit seriously went down here. And it's this that brings the creepiness to this story. It helps bring a creepier, uneasy aspect to it. And it all leads up to this one scene. Talk about terrifying. Throughout the level, you descend deep into the swamp and the building, only to discover you literally just walked into the shitfest that your fellow Marines just walked into. Then suddenly, the terror that befell the squad arrives, and all you know is that your squad may most definitely probably be dead or worse. And it happened at the exact spot you're now standing in. That is terrifying, and I give the game major props for that. It's just dripping with atmosphere here, and the build-up is, in my opinion, fantastically portrayed. So after a daring escape fighting mutilated green popcorn men, the game's story introduces a new character.
Greetings. I am the monitor of Installation 04. I am 343 Guilty Spark. Someone has released the flood. My function is to prevent it from leaving this installation, but I require your assistance. Come, this way.
So, fuck whoever may have survived? I mean, I know that Guilty Spark acted quickly and didn't really give Chief much of a chance, but Chief doesn't do anything to question this thing. Instead, he just blindly follows it like a dog on a leash. What? Guilty Spark tells the Chief that an item called the Index can activate Halo, and that its real purpose is to destroy the Flood. After a really dark mission through a place called the Library, Chief obtains the Index, and he and Guilty Spark take it back to the control room. When they reach the controls, Chief inserts the Index, and Cortana angrily stops him.
I've spent the last 12 hours cooped up in here watching you toady about, helping that thing get set to slit our throats.
Hold on now.
Halo doesn't kill Flood, it kills their food. Humans, Covenant, whatever. We're all equally edible. The only way to stop the Flood is to starve them to death. And that's exactly what Halo is designed to do. Wipe the galaxy clean of all sentient life. You don't believe me? Ask him.
Oh, well, hey, you know, that's not too bad. What? That little rat bastard almost fucking killed... Oh, fuck you. So, Chief and Cortana leave the control room in a firefight with a group of Amazon drones and come up with a plan to destroy Halo for good. Yeah, I don't blame them. And what's their great idea for destroying the ring? Great big fucking explosions! Cortana calculates that if they can destroy the wreckage of the Pillar of Autumn and blow it sky high, it should be able to destroy the ring. However, because it's the future, they need codes from Captain Keyes' neural implants to activate the ship's self-destruct. As it turns out, the Captain is back on the same Covenant ship from earlier, but the ship is under attack by the Flood. When Chief arrives on the ship via teleportation and Looney Tunes joke... You said it. They find the Captain has been taken by the Flood, and is no longer alive.
No human life signs detected. The Captain...
He's one of them. We can't let the Flood get off this ring. You know what he'd expect. What he'd want us to do.
Okay, Chief. Now be careful. We're not exactly sure how the Flood spreads here. Touching it might be dangerous. Plus, not exactly sure you could break the implants, or you can just go ahead and smash his skull in. Cool. That works. Why? Because, man! Fuck. As we draw closer to the story's end, we see Chief inside a Banshee as it blows up just by running into a wall. Wait, why did it just explode? Okay, look, I'm sorry. This is going to be one moment where I actually bring in gameplay here. I mean, look, I can run into walls all the livelong day, but as soon as a cutscene, oh no. I mean, good thing no other vehicle in this game does that. I mean, otherwise the game would have been over way quicker. I mean, can you just imagine? Suck my dick, Covenant, I am the... So Chief shimmies his way up and fights his way to the Autumn's Bridge. Huh, you'd think this far into the future they could just detonate it from a distance. But unfortunately, Guilty Spark teleports to the Autumn too, and stops the ship's countdown. Damn, wish I could make technology do whatever I wanted just by going all Emperor on it. Make autocorrect work. Nope. Nope. Anyway.
Why do you continue to fight us, Reclaimer? You cannot win!
He's in engineering. He must be trying to take the core offline. Even if I could get the countdown restarted, I don't know what to do. So
Chief and Cortana come to the only other option that they can think of to self-destruct the ship.
How much firepower would you need to crack one of the engine's shields?
Even more explosions! After they blow up enough of the core, they make their way to a conveniently placed location of warthogs, which lead to a convenient hall, which leads to a very conveniently placed ship that they can use to escape the exploding supernova. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm sure there's no real way they could escape from an explosion that big. But, hey, you know what? If Indiana Jones can survive a fridge and a nuke, well, fuck it, I guess. Everything's out the window. So at last, our duo take a look at the destruction of the ring.
Shut them down. We'll need them later.
They don't even think about going back for the others at all until, well, they're off the ring already. Kind of a dick move there, guys. Hey, we totally forgot to get the other troops. Oh well. So, in a nutshell, that's Halo Combat Evolved's story. It's got its holes, its issues, but ultimately it's masked very well by a fairly decently told narrative. I mean, if you want a sci-fi shooter with a bunch of flashy, shooty stuffs, then it's also a great game. The threat of the Halo ring kept me playing, and it definitely piqued my interest with the second game. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm the Opposing Reviewer, or OR for short. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.